Well, John, I don't get to say this very often at home, and occasionally I get to say it here. I was right. We are in a recession. But barely. It's such a wimpy little recession, it doesn't even count.
It looks to me like a rounding error.
It really is ridiculous. I mean, so a recession, if you don't know, we've been laughing about this last couple of days because the White House, anytime somebody doesn't like a term these days, they just redefine it. So we made fun of you redefining anxiety.
Yes, exactly.
And Biden White House came out and tried to redefine what a recession is. And you can't. It's Econ 101. They teach you in your first week in class in college. I mean, come on. A recession is 2 consecutive quarters of the gross domestic product, which is the adding up of all the goods and services produced in the United States, shrinking. It's a little bit less, 2 quarters in a row. It receded like my hairline.
Yes.
Okay, that's what a recession is. It receded. However, this one didn't recede nearly as far as my hairline.
I was going to say.
This recession is such a joke that it's not even a real recession. It's not even a good one. I mean, as it went down like 1 and something, 1.25%, 1.5% first quarter. Last quarter, we got the numbers out just a few hours ago. It went down 0.9%. That's like a rounding error.
This is like getting a ticket for going 71 in a 70. It's like, come on, man. I was speeding.
70 and a half.
That's right. I was speeding, but come on, man.
70.9 in a 70. Oh, this is ridiculous. So now the Democrats are all going to run around in circles acting like it's no big deal, because it's really no big deal. And the Republicans are all going to scream at the top of their lungs, "We're dying! It's in a recession! Biden has crashed the economy! Oh, my God!" And neither one is true, by the way. We are in a recession, and the economy is not good. But this is not like a hurricane recession. This is a light mist.
It's not like the last one we experienced.
It's not even a real rainstorm.
In Q2 when it plummeted.
Oh, in 2020?
Right.
Yeah, we shut down the world, and the economy completely shrunk by 25 or 30% it shrunk.
Yes.
During quarantine, right? Because everybody's sitting at home eating donuts, right? Donuts went up, plexiglass went up, but everything else went down, right? And so then they came out of their caves and bought everything in sight, and the economy exploded by 35% the next quarter. So that was a bizarre thing in 2020. But what we are is we are experiencing a slower economy. It's not growing. It's not a time of prosperity for sure. But it is not Chicken Little. You don't have to get your helmet out. It's just 0.9. I was telling Rachel the other day, it could have been up like 0.2. I mean, the numbers we were getting, there's a lot of precursor reports that come out that you can read. And so I was seeing the indicators. I knew it was going to be basically flat.
Yeah.
But it could have been up 0.25. It could have been up 0.25%, and then we wouldn't technically been in a recession, which would be like, 0.35% difference in where we are, right?
And it would have been reversed. The right would have been saying, well, I mean, it's really a recession. And the left would have been saying, see, look at how wonderful we bailed it out, right?
Exactly.
It's just, man.
And neither one is true, okay? It's not the end of the world. Don't let the right tell you that, because they're trying to win the midterms based on the recession. They need to win it based on something else, because there's not much of a recession.
And the left is trying to pretend
this is a wimpy little misty.
Math isn't real again.
Tiny recession.
Okay, so in all reality.
But it does suck because we're not booming.
Okay, so yeah, I'm saying.
I mean, the economy is not on fire.
In all reality.
It's hurting.
I'm just a guy with 2 little kids and stuff's expensive.
That's inflation.
What do I do?
That's inflation.
Right.
This means nothing. Is what
That's
this means.
helpful. Like for just the regular guy.
Other than the economy is not, it's kind of, it's going for a walk. It's not going for a run.
Gotcha.
And it's a slow walk. But it's not had a heart attack in an ICU either, okay? There you go. I mean, stretch this metaphor all we can. But
you said something important. For the average guy like me.
This number means nothing.
Means nothing.
Other than the idea the economy's slow.
So turn the news off.
The economy's slow.
Yes.
Okay? But it's not a deep, dark. I'm 62 years old. I've seen some deep, dark recessions. They're not fun.
Right.
That's a whole bunch of layoffs. A bunch of businesses aren't doing business, so they don't need people. They're not buying stuff because they're not doing business. So their goods that they produce, they're not producing them because they're not doing business. And so it slows down. It's not good. It's ugly. Recessions are ugly. But this one's a joke. Yeah. This one's just moderately unpleasant. But this one could get a date. I mean, it's not really ugly, right? So,
hey, Yes. This is a recession like me and you, and we both ended up getting married. This is good. This is good. Could get a date.
But I do get to tell Rachel Cruz I was right.
Hey,
This is worth something. Because she was dogging me on the air the other day because I said it might be up 0.25%. She said, wait a minute, America. He just said he might be wrong. It's like, yeah, Rachel, calm down. Yeah, I could have been wrong, but I actually wasn't. So I'm really kind of basking in this a little bit because I did call it a while back. I thought we were going into a recession, and we did. But
you said a long
it's
time
such
ago,
a joke.
it's gonna be a minor
I
one.
could have missed it as easy as I hit it, truthfully, because it's basically flatline. It's just right down the middle. So that's the thing. So you're going to hear this all over the news, and you're going to hear the Fed increase the interest rates again yesterday to slow inflation, which is stupid on steroids. They're screwing around with the economy. They need to leave it alone, let it heal itself. It's going to be all right, but they're going to mess this thing up. And man, when you start messing with supply-demand stuff and you start messing and tinkering with pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, he can't complete a sentence. It's not a good thing.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let's take this metaphor because that's my bigger concern. You have a couple and their marriage, it's fine. Things are fine. And you're going for a walk and you've got the one person who's saying, hey, we should probably talk. Last night, I just felt, and the other person saying, I was in a bad mood, and we're going to dig into this. And well, what if we're going to try to start? Well, let's start doing this together. Let's do this, and we need to go do this. We should probably go sign up for this, and let's read this book together. And the other person saying, "Hey, I was just tired." There comes a point when the intervention becomes worse than anything that was actually going on. Is there a moment here?
Yeah.
So that's a long drawn out analogy here to say.
Got lost in your analogy.
Yeah,
okay, now I caught up. I got it. Okay.
In
other words, you're making a mountain out of a molehill.
Can we tinker with this?
Yeah,
and the
screw it
tinker's
up.
going to crash the car.
Well, it's not going to crash it, but it could make it worse instead of making it better. It's just there's
the first rule is do no harm, right? And so
exactly
take your hands off. If you don't know what's going on, take your hands off for a second.
The beautiful thing about capitalism is it has a real tendency to heal itself if you leave it alone.
Okay.
Like crooks, they don't make it because people quit doing business with them. Why? Because they're crooks.
They're crooks, yeah.
Or eventually,
if your product breaks on you, you quit buying it.
If you make a crappy car, eventually people call it a Pinto. That's eventually the marketplace will punish you for being stupid, and it will cleanse itself. And it does that with cycles as well. But God Almighty, we have to mess with it.